That's what I saw for that one.
Sashi
Pagi Joshi Medoja, Dira Vijini Degimade, Sangi Jindo Mite Buva, Token Namda Shinga Java,
Vandavaga Niyataya
Sangi Tani Gazachi, Tagi Jingi, Zanagi, Dola Pinji Sangi, Drohara Sho, Chura Zoyu Chanama, Janju Tagi Jingi, Zanagi, Dola Pinji Sangi, Drohara Sho, Chura Zoyu Chanama, Janju Tagi Jingi, Zanagi, Dola Pinji Sangi, Drohara Sho.
Think the qualities.
That enough. Tubale, Tubajue, Sudu Chitim Batamche, Kilang Jaws.
Tedana Rangi, Tembani, Yanamsha, Chebe, Tundam, Yanam Bebe, Ribe, Kundu, number Shaba, Nunani, Tembani, number Jobe, Namsha, Nange, Juan Imbes. Tadi, Tedana Seti, Takundu, Tadu Shitty. 아니 군두배 출때까지 말이죠. 어디 군두배 출때 태버리 오늘 군두배 출때 도배 파다 좀 이나 아니 니 렌제를 소부터 수대 진유 말이스네 대체를 주발레 주바 존에 주도 주배 랑부치네 선데 주발레 주바야 주야야바 주바야야바 자선이 지나시 주바티스타 도배 파스타 좀으로와 주발레 주바투야도가 자선 랑을네 마주베 쉐레 랑을 마주베 니 데부께와 테그리스 라시메베 타카데 라시메베 아니 귤에 라시메베 데부께와 테그리 렌데 테그리 라시메는 메구야마스 대단하세야디 랑기 땡이게 넘버 샤베 연덤때나 베베 리베 군주 넘버 조가 너나니 스타디 랑기 아니 땡이 넘버 샤베 땡이 지연덤 템바탄 군주 템버와 연덤 넘버 조베다 나때나 베베 리베디 군주 디고 고 마레시게 연덤 넘버 dana bebe ribe kundu number shaba nana nis kundu to yubate nana ane dambani ge number jobala phudu chune khabachi darungs ne tingu basia de ta dambani number jobala phudu chune khabachi ba ta pechira raharang ge dambani ge napsha kangalo shige to ma kangalo Tina, that to the Dembani number of a few to join Keba Uma Badi, put to join Kebarava, Kebachi Jeterum, Namsha Dinila, Nange, Musejan, Menani, Tandam Tana Bebe, Ribe, Kundu, number shop, Sujimba, Gawa, Star. Tingy number Shabati, any naps the government, any Menani, Tandam Nam Tana Bebe, Ripati, Kundu number Jabati, Sunjimati, Gawaris, Sunji Maris. Just at that, Timbani said, Tingy Namshati, numbers Namshati, Nikarasuri. Tingy namsha tingy nange to chumse menanis nange mena ta tande ti tingi tandang number joji repeating kundu phakagi na ti gaware sunga nange jete chi gawira ati number shaba sunjimba gawa yino sjekana gawares ta sunjimba ti gawares mare sunjimba anya tiana bebe ribe kundu number shaba sunjimba gawa yino chilse lejan chöge döndümba da kundu be tembala mekebala la Teba June, Riba Mayimba, Denham, Jibra Jiba Yino, Kone, Kunzuki, Temba number Shaba, La Kebechir, and the Choni Neti, Jitembe Choni, the Neti, Kunzuki Choji, Sewa, Chir, Quebe, Teba Shen, Teba Shengi, Dober Jigi, Jitembe, Tati. Gerabdar Jitembe Chulu Le Nyamba Kyokona Dobar Chiba Ingi Gundumne Mahino Tatiri Tat Aleta Ligneti Lata.
Yes. And so, as you are aware, we're on page 161. That's how far we got, where it says, they accept the world as though it were an emanation projected by another emanation. So then we're looking at the section where it starts. So when you present the two truths, right? That. So when it says, so when you present the two truths, well, I should say something like that, like that. So when you present the two truths like that, detar. What this means is that above, it was explained very clearly that the ultimate analysis doesn't negate conventional phenomena, which means that in the context of an ultimate analysis, conventional phenomena are still viable. There still are conventional phenomena. And so then the question that comes up from some people is, if you're going to say that there are conventional phenomena which are merely imputed from the side of the conceptual mind, then they won't be able to function. And we say it's not like that. Even though they are mere imputations from the side of the conceptual mind, they still will be able to function, just like an emanation emanating another emanation. So that's something which is possible in general. Something which is an emanation can emanate something which is also an emanation. So in the same way, even though cause and effect, karma and its results are mere imputations from the side of the conceptual mind, still causes can follow results can follow from causes, even though the causes themselves are mere imputations. And still karma and its results is, that whole setup is viable. So then it goes on to say, so that being the case, when you present the two truths, does the line of reasoning that establishes the ultimate contradict the presentation of the conventional? If it does, then your presentation of the two truths contradicts itself. In that case, how can you have perfected the skill of positing the two truths? If, on the other hand, there is no trace of internal contradiction in your presentation of the two truths, then it is a contradiction to claim that the line of reasoning that establishes the ultimate refutes the presentation of conventionalities. Chandakirti's clear words also says, so anyway, Rinpoche read that far and started reading this passage from the Prasanapada, but the explanation anyway of the beginning of that passage. So, so that you got the two truths, right? Conventional truth, ultimate truth. The reasoning which establishes the two truths should not negate conventional truth. And if you say that that reasoning does undermine conventional truths, does harm the setup, the whole theory of conventional truths, then we would have to say then that would be incorrect. That would indicate that your position has an internal contradiction. So it mentions about the those who are skilled in presenting the true truth somewhere in that paragraph, I think. Should do anyway. So this is referring to the prasangikas. So other systems of tenets, they all have their presentation of the true truth, but the ones who are really excellent at, like really amazing at being able to posit the two truths with no internal contradiction and so on, that's the prasangika system. So what he's saying here is that if your presentation of the two truths has no internal contradictions, then it wouldn't. Then it would not negate conventional phenomena. Saying that your positing of your theory of the two truths has no internal contradiction is contradictory with saying that it does actually negate conventional phenomena. So what this is coming down to then is the idea that if within your way of presenting the two truths, the conventional phenomena, conventionalities are negated, then this shows internal contradiction.
Tadi namsha tingi se shtuwa namsha tingi la nange chungse jang nebani ta chida dembani gi namsha dire dembani gi namsha dire nange chungse jang nes ta nange chungse jang chida dembani butin gawa de besene yin sumurba dundam demba ta kundup demba chidang gawa re 아니 디 난케세디 단 전달 temba joy 인도 군자 temba joy 미시 군자 temba joy 인도 전달 temba joy 미시 바를 주중스는데 딩이 난게를 주중이 지다 temba 니부팅 가와레 군자 temba 단 전달 temba 니부팅 가와레 봐 전달 temba디 동이 참무치래 군자 temba 세디 아니 동이 말아봐 인증벌이 지르바 직 temba리 직 인증벌이 지르바 어디 인상 가와르바 어디니 나 빈주 가와 중세 겸냐 딩이 넘버 줘봐 딩이 개념샤 나게 중세 겸냐는 변담 tembe telebebe ribe kundu temba number shaba sunjimba gawayinos 나게 중세 겸매바이나 아니 난게 중세가 매번 단담 템바 때는 베베리 버티 군도 템바 넘버 샤바 스윙진 버레 세팅 가워레스 어디 예 지기 라싱기 매베 라싱 매베 때는 베베리 버티 군도 뒤에버티 거기레스 제버라 순진에서 까봤어요. 이 까봐에는 난게 중세 좀 매비에는 등이 까봐서 가와레스. 이 난게 중세 좀 매실을 야 전담 주지기를 버티기 군도 배추가 그래스 세나 다티 지다티르가 땡큐벨로라 가르스 땡큐벨로 시샤제는 다 랑기버 멘체다 아니 근데 땡큐베 있네요. 땡큐베 따와 피하려네요. 동아라바자 두수비 라시메바 라시메바 때는 퍼민도 라시메는 타니도 메고 그랬어요. 라시메는 타니도 메고 그랬어요. 자사 라시메베 바티기 타니도 그거도가 디가기 아래서 자사 다디 아니 땡이를 가와주서만 남게스 중 지기조도 지기조미시 지기조도 지기조미시 바디 중알아봐 어디 남게 주서견 매번 있는 아니 전단주별이 버기 니 군도 가서야 돼 순진걸 했어야 돼 가와리스 땡이게 남샤 나게 주와 임베스 때 담방이게 남샤 줘봐 남샤라 나게 주와 임베 담방이게 남샤 줘봐라 표도 중에 켜가 제대로 나 나게 내서 그래 자산이 땡큐가 이나 아니 땡이게 남샤 줘봐라 나게 양말이스 라시 매베 땡네 담방이가 좋퉁이들이 근데 땡큐바디 라시 가르사 땡이 야는 베베 캡 베발에 캡에 표도 중앙들어 봐 캡에 디 가르레스는 라시 매베 땡네 담방이 시기 우마티 라기바 매체되게 댐 라시 매베 땡네 라시 매나 담방이 납샤 tes어야 말 디 조싱이야 말 연애라시 두고스야 라시 마트는 매고 그래지 대단 라시 매베 때네 담방이 납샤티 조시 무슨아 니 군인가 와르 치춤을 라시 매는 조 라시 매바 조나 아니 여바 조미토 여바 근데 주조선에 라시 두고 와이서 니 군이 나게레스나 지주도 지금 좀이시 지주도 지금 좀이시 다티 인선에 나게 매바 있는 아니 전담 주지게 군도 고바세티 가와리스 치세레 디인다다 반데다오 치세티 탕베 치세티 최네 된담바다 군도베 담발라 메케발라 메케발라레 테바중네 리바 마인발레 디 넘버 지버지버이노 코자니 군도게 담바 넘버 조발라 케베철 지덴베 초니라 네디 군도게 초지 세베철 그베 태바신기 도버지기 지덴베 게럽 딸 지덴베 출루 레냥바 큐코는 도버지바 인기 군dumne 말이스 다데 땡큐벨룰레 타카레스네 리바 데니 라는 우마 땡큐베 데니 남샤 데니 고버지니비 디파가기 아르미슈 지금 군도 템바가기 안 말했어 라는 게 베네티 주다 뭐라는 셈잠바이네 라니 남스카레스 그래 라니게 땡이디 켈링게야리 템바니부티 켈라네 타니디부 켈링게 다 라니게 템바니 샤바티레 가와치세네 디가기 아르미슈 지금 템바니 군도 템바가기 안 말했어 가야디 주다마 컨데치네 라랑 루기 템바니부티 타니도 켈링게 디파 까이도 가르가그레 총가 까이도 가르가스네 라랑기 켈남베 디니테단 조주테단 가베 고아티 파가게 제제 땡이기 군도 템바 까기 안 말했어 팅두벨 디네타 까기 안 말해 천안스는 전담집에 리베 타니 군도 까기리 스케르바스 이까기 말이 팅두바 마세 주다 스마우스 이나라랑 게 땡이게 남셔티 텐데도 켈링그레스 점점바이나 랑기 띵이디 참이 텐데 테바 던데마이 켈링게 제다마 이네 라랑기 셰베 띵이디 라랑기 덴바이니바디 이가 켈링게 라랑기 셰베 덴바이니디 당가와 중앙티 파크게 데데 덴바이니디 거기 아마레스 계산 챙기벨로레 디르바스 라 챙기벨로라 아니 가 중앙이 미tumba 마니게 띵인 미tumba 마와 띵이가 남샤 미tumba 마와 파크게 미슈지기 전담 주지기리베 군조 거기 아마레스 어떻디 데데 지dengi 게럽달 지den베 줄로레 냠바 큐코는 고버지 지den베다 튕규벨로레는 지den베 게럽달 지den베 줄로 거기 아마레 최전에 지den베 줄로 가서나서 당이 되어버 가루레 던던 주베리 시기 가르가기에서는 라시기 두바디 거기에서 최던제 데데 군조도 이외 출거기 아마레 지난 전에 니 가루야 레시 땡큐벨로 지덴베 게럽다 지덴베 출로 레 냐바 그 코나스디 지덴베 군조 덴바 켈링 수켈링 다 켈링 디 켈링 봐 그제도 소랑 신이 좀 맞두베 던다지베 지베 술라소베 군조베 추강 거그리 시거라 이제는 지대 여러분들 지대 배출로 가도요. 어다디 냠바 그 코는 더블 제기 군도는 많이는 냠바 지대배 땡규베 루지 땡이를 냠바 큐거게 하는 미시지 타니도 여바디 군도 거기 아마레시 군도는 많이는 시에서 배치를 되라 어떻게 어디
Now, where we are looking at is Namjat Dini. So those two theories. So that should be just before the quote from the Pratanapada. So let's just look. If on the other hand there is no trace of internal contradiction in your presentation of the two truths, then it is a contradiction to claim that the line of reasoning that establishes the ultimate refutes the presentation of conventionalities. Okay, so anyway, it's not literal, but anyway, it's okay. So that's the passage we're looking at. So when it says in the text, the original text, the theory or the presentation of those two, what it means is the presentation of the two truths, which is actually how they've translated it, your presentation of the two truths. Literally, it says your presentation of those two. So we're talking about the idea of an internal contradiction in the way of positing the two truths. So the two truths, we've got the ultimate truth, conventional truth. Generally speaking, these two are contradictory, which means there's nothing which is both, right? There's nothing which is both a conventional truth and an ultimate truth. So there's nothing to do with the two truths being able to, posit the two in a consistent way so that they both work. This is talking about the idea that there's nothing which is both. The reason for that is that the ultimate truth is subtle emptiness, and conventional truth is not emptiness. So there's nothing which is an ultimate truth, which is also conventional truth. There's nothing conventional truth which is also an ultimate truth. Conventional truth is false, is not true. Ultimate truth is true. So one is truth, one is a truth, one is a falsity. So they are contradictory in that sense. Well, anyway, they are contradictory, which means there's nothing which is both. When we talk about an inner contradiction here in this context, an inner contradiction means not being able to posit both of them. So that when you posit ultimate truth, then when you posit ultimate truth, you can't posit conventional truth. when you posit conventional truth, the way you posit conventional truth means you can't posit also ultimate truths. So now, if you say that the way that you posit the two truths is free from any such inner contradiction, but then you say that when you posit the ultimate truth, that actually negates conventionalities, that negates conventional truth. So that's a contradiction. So what we say is that negating. So if you say when you negate the nature, in other words, existing by nature with logic, that logic also undermines conventional phenomena, because undermine, sunjinba, it means to negate. Well, that's contradictory. So the Prasangikas would say that all the systems from the Svatantrika and downwards, they say that Prasangikas would say that the position of those Svatantrikas and downwards is that if something doesn't exist by nature, then it doesn't exist at all. If it exists, it has to exist by nature. And in fact, it's not just the Svatantrikas and below, it's those earlier Tibetan scholars who considered themselves to be Prasangika, but had that kind of misunderstanding. So they accepted that there's nothing which exists by nature, and they said that therefore there's nothing, nothing exists. So in the Prasangika system, the two truths can be posited on the basis of nothing existing by nature. You can posit both the two truths in the Prasangika system. You can posit both the two truths on the basis of nothing existing by nature, and it's for this reason that the Prasangikas are referred to here as the ones who have this incredible skill in positing the two truths, like it says in the middle of that paragraph at the top, page 161. So then, below the Prasangikas, then you have the idea that if it doesn't exist by nature, then you can't posit the conventional truth, because, just to repeat, for them, if it exists, it has to exist by nature. And if it doesn't exist by nature, then it doesn't exist. So then we have this quote from the Prasnapada: unskilled in ultimate and conventional truths, you sometimes apply analytical standards inappropriately and destroy the conventional. Because we're skilled in positing conventional truths, we stay with the world's position, and we use its conventional standards. I think that's like, what they considered to be conventionally true. Looking at the Tibetan term here, what they consider to be teba, so the standards, what they consider to be, the work. To overturn the standards that you set, so as to eliminate the category of conventionalities. Like the elders of the world, we drive out only you who deviate from the traditional standards of the world. We cannot drive out conventionalities. So what this means is, it's not just that. It's not just that the. I guess I better speed up a bit. It's not just that. It's not just that the Prasangikas who would consider that when they posit the two truths, there's no inner inconsistency. They accept you've got the conventional truth and ultimate truth. Also, so all the systems accept that. When you accept the two truths, you don't have to negate the conventional truth. The Prasangikas don't negate the conventional truth, only existence by nature. So they all say that their two truths, are work together. Even the Vaibhashikas, they would say there's conventional truth and there's ultimate truth. They wouldn't say that when you're positing ultimate truth that it negates conventional truth. So anyway, when it talks about the world, the elders of the world, what this is saying is that what the conventionalities that the world accepts, the people in the world accept, this isn't negated by the Prasangikas. So what you're saying is that there's no form because form doesn't exist by nature, therefore it doesn't exist in song. But in the Prasangika system, all we say is there's no form existing by its own nature. We don't say that form doesn't exist. So we are, we're completely on the side of the elders of the world.
Then Jedamawa Tempani di Garrison Jumba Mulu Chashi 7 Dindigo Dorto Miruma and Ram Tembasike. Jumnenda Lepa Chashik Chesine Ku Shitting the Beloti Dorto Mena, the Tundam Tembaris. Jumba Mulu Chashi 7 Dindigo Dorto Lumete. Kundup tembare Egypt. The teaching shile Pumbala Subatusu, Pumbati Jumbasia, Pumbat to a Jum sooner, Pumjing Lotin Dor Jugri. Pumbati, any Toya Jumbatitina, Pumjing Lot Dor Jurva, Iti Kundup tembaris, Pumbati. Could
Never chance.
Oh, that's Tower of Jing. Jumsuna pa mesuna.
Isn't below.
Pumbati toa jasuna. Ne pumjing loti dodruva.
Dodrugis and a mebachag.
Pumbati beloti mebach chat.
No, that's
Ko mev sutarva. Just on this you do them Pumbati beloti mev chat. Titina. Tea is on the Pumbati. Kundu tembaris.
So we have the Vaibhashika system. So the way that they posit the two truths, something when the mind apprehending a particular object becomes non-existent when the object is either destroyed or separated into its parts, then it's a conventional truth. When it's an object which is such that the mind apprehending it can't be made non-existent through either destroying it or pulling it to pieces, then separating it into its parts, then it's an ultimate truth. So, for example, in the case of a vase, for example, so when you destroy a vase with a hammer, then the mind apprehending that also ceases. The object ceases, and so it also ceases. So for that reason, the vase is a conventional truth.
That's le chashe sena tindigo lo to pena tiringi duty. Tiringi duty, taringi duty, that nimu with chatele. Chudushi Chishi Jungi Yaraba. In Chudu Jungi, Chudu Sesuna, Diringi Duty Karasure. Chudu Jungi Chashet and Dimbe Duty, Mab Chat. Chudu Jungi the Chashet and Dimbe Duty Yarba. Della Chudu Chinsuna. Chudu Jungi then Dembe Chashik duty, Meb Chat. The Chashet, then it should be Sumishi, Chudu Juji Resuna, Darigi, Chushi, Chudu Jungi, Chashik, then the duty, Madrova. Then Makama Kama Sasa, and it should Jungi, Kama Tamatile, and Darigi duty Zordova, Coach Chashet, Darigi duty, Chudu Jungi, Tutu Yarva. Kimama Sadu Suna, Chudu Jingsani Satilis Zadu to Zangani, who could Dirig duty, Mandrova. Chashet Sena, Dindig Lot or Drury. That's any ready Dindig. Sangi 저도 감에 담부터 시작하나 아니 대지 뒤뒤 매를 봐 그때 그제 대리기 님이 차들을 저도 중요를 지하러 봐 채매 차들을 저도 중요를 지하러 봐 인디기 차이가 tumna chuduni shtabshirab chirba dine chudu chik sesuna chuduni shtabshi di setar ta chudu shtabshi di yarbesen yamar chik setar dine chuduni setar chuduni shtabshi chang chuduni mandar ya te sedu di chasha sene dindig lotur tuetere
And then as an example of the kind of conventional truth where the mind apprehending the object becomes non-existent when it gets separated into its parts, we can take the 24 hours that go to make up a day. So if you've got a day made of 24 hours, you've got the 12 hours of the daytime, 12 hours of the nighttime. When 1 hour has gone, you no longer have the 24 hours because 1 hour has been used up. So that's so then the mind, apprehending that day made of 24 hours also stops because there's no longer the 24 hours because one of the hours has already passed.
That somebody today chogi chame seaji. Sheba dugi chame se. Today chogi chame te chomni inji lo doria meveri. Ko chomya ge yamarat. Du cham ba. Ko di toa ge chomba so tinde meri. Resena. Du chachiya meri du je chogi cha. Du chamutri. Tati chombe kone dinjiglo todu miruatri. Ta chashi sene dinjiglo todu miru sheba dugi chametri. Sheba seyati chida dugi chashi ki chane shabu yare. Yu shebu yarba. Yu zinku du zamba yu dugi chashi dende barabichi kubu yarba. Tati sheba keche tamachi yarba. O tati sheba di kun tendam tembe yinsigari. Dude chogi chameta sheba dugi chamingi buti. Chig chombe kone dindiglo dodu miruma teres. Chig chashe sene dindiglo dodu miruma teres. Kuni tendam tembare yes jabare.
Then for ultimate truths, we have directionally partless smallest tiny particles, or smallest particles, and then you have the temporarily partless moments of consciousness, moments of consciousness. So in the case of the smallest particles, they're the ones that where we can say that they're ultimate truths because the mind apprehending them doesn't become non-existent through being destroyed, because they're so small that they couldn't be smashed into smaller pieces like with a hammer and so on. So they can't be destroyed, and therefore the mind apprehending them can't be stopped by destroying them. And then when we talk about like with the definition of the conventional truth and ultimate truth, both of them, they talk about destroying or separating into parts, right? So with the destroying, you've got that's connected with the directionally partless particles. So then with the ones which can't be destroyed, the one where the mind apprehending it can't be destroyed by, doesn't become non-existent by separating it into its parts, that would be a moment of consciousness which is so short that it doesn't have temporal parts. So there also it's an ultimate truth because the mind apprehending it doesn't cease when it gets separated into its parts, because it can't be separated into parts.
What are the Jedama Lula? Then Tabecha Gangulo, Jombam Lucha Senate, Indigo to Miruarava, Tapa Gangu, Jomia Yamari, Indigi Chashet Chea Yamari, Pochashe Cheni, Indigo Dot Miruar, Jiri, Takari, Sheja singing to so. Sheja la Chashe Katechini, Sheja Dimbelo Dortubi Yamari. 시절 차시 그때쯤에 시절이 되어봐. 뒤지 저선다 답에 차간 걸로 아니 좀밤 르 차시선이 뒤뒤로도 되고 군주 전담 때문에 진실을 샤추기로 군주로라. 더 단지 셔바두기 처음에다 주제 쪽이 참이 샤송아. 지난 신제는 le chashasi ya dominto jungju dominto tanyo yin da tabakanglo jungju yamrba thoye jungju yamre chashasi ne ko tindiglo to ya ke yamre yoti isa ya tindi shagris.
Then in the Vaibhashika system, also everything which is permanent, like the opposite of impermanent, so not a phenomenon which is not changing moment by moment. Everything which is permanent is also an ultimate truth, because the mind apprehending it cannot be, is not suitable to cease. In other words, can't be ceased through being destroyed or separated into parts. So, like, let's take, for example, Sheja, so like knowable, so the category of knowable, which includes all impermanent and permanent phenomena, right? So no matter, when you have the mind apprehending knowable, then when the knowable is divided up into its parts, no matter how much you divide it up into its parts, you still have the mind apprehending knowable. So therefore, it's an ultimate truth. It's permanent, and everything which is permanent is ultimate truth. But you can see in the case of knowable, it's permanent, and also you can see that it would be an ultimate truth, because the mind apprehending it isn't ceased by destroying it. You can destroy it anyway, but you can divide it up into parts. But even then, you still have the mind apprehending knowable. No.
Well, that in Dote by Lula, don't number 20 new betray. Ani don't tembetis. Don't number 20 minutes. Oh, they don't number 20 minutes betray. Kunjub tembetis. Dote by Lula, Kunjub tembata ranze tunji, Dundam tembata ranze tunji, don't number 20 never cigarette. Dote by don't number 20 never cigarette, temper to calendar. Ngobatam je temper to calendar. Don't number 20 nearly chetilla. They would give a Jawaji near the chetilla. Ni Dundam tembetis. Don't number 20 minutes chetilla, Kundu tembetis. Did Tabata tunji. Tabatan Kundu temper tunji. Ngobata Dunda temper tunji shavier. Dote by Lula. Tata Jedama than Dote Queen Lula. Jedama Lula Tabat Ngobu Tuga Dundam Tembala Kundu Tembala Any Ngobu Shavier. Caresena Pumbatu Sukundu Temba Yijavimba. Jomne Tindilo Pumbati Mobraba Mobu Canangri Mobreti Kundu Temba Calendar. Dotebel Kundu Tembata Tabatinjis. Dundam Tembata Mobutinji.
In the Sotrantika system, how they define ultimate truth is that which is ultimately able to perform a function, and conventional truth is that which is not ultimately able to perform a function, a phenomenon which is not or isn't able to perform a function. That's how they're defined. So in the Sotrantika system, ultimate truth and impermanent or specifically characterized phenomenon. These are mutually inclusive. We would normally say synonyms, but maybe that doesn't work. Mutually inclusive. Conventional truth and permanent are mutually inclusive. So in the Vygotsky system, it's not like that, is it? Because, for example, they would say that the vase, which is a thing and which is impermanent, is a conventional truth. They wouldn't say it's an ultimate truth. They say it's a conventional truth because the mind apprehending it ceases when it's destroyed by like a hammer.
다때네 semdambagi 칭이샤디 타도 주베리 시제명이 된 신여 탄이 주베리 시제명이 된 세디 라주베타 도스 지버셔리 칭이디 다 칭시 가가리 다때 칭기벨 semdambel을 니동게 되고는 이세디 수치를 등게 동안에 단담 때문에 진실이 시작이야. 디코 타도 주베리 시스템이 되리. 다디 단위 주베리 시스템이 되셔야 됐다. 딜레 신배. 추간걸로 단위 주베리 시스템이 되지. 운동 때문에. 다디네. 예. 가사기 담에도 수 운동 때문에 소리. 디네 Pumpata, Mobu Kangat, Gunzo Timberba, Gunzo Timbery, Simzambelula, Gunzo Timbeta, Dundam Timbatil, Nidungiti Konanis, Suchiriting it to us here at the time, Su Shibetani Jubici, Rangating to us here. Well, Dundam Timbetin, the English again. Then, yet, Tingy did Umabata Chibache. 칭시들 전담 템바시티 칭시티 메라시게 우마바이네 우마라이바이네 템바메부터 샤워가 템베 템도 가츠 맹가티 샤워가 전담 템바티 뚱이 샤워가 뚱이 가리샤스네 라심 가르세 템바메부터 샤게르바 샘담을 뚱이 쇼스네 수치를 등게 동하다 또 수치하게 전담 템바티 샤게 디 수치를 등기 동안에 SM 라기바 umaba rangiba jine ti kundu tembe tere. Samzamba deyati dandan tembati umarangiba ina kundu tembareto. Tungi chamu mari.
Kansekdame rola. Kansekdame.
Kasage didare suchi tungi tuati.
Thank you, Lula.
Rangibeluleri. Rangibeluleri kundu tembe tere. Dandan temba mari. Dandan tembati temba mebati shagreba rangibelula. That tengibelula. Then temba meba sineta rashi mebati shagmarba shagmari rangibe. Lona melana only the my yuranga tumma in the turgumene. Mebati shagreba. No teachers tengibelula. Dandam temba thingibalula dandam temba ta rashime chibaraba is rangi pa tenda temba shal se tu temba rashime pa shagiya marwa rashime pa shagiya mar shetuna rashi tu chapsi yarwa ote garishin temba me pa shasi temba me pa garishin Yurang tumu imbe durigumene mevati showers. Chukarine you kurang tumu imbe durigumene mevati nilsha. This is the tumu imbe durigumene matrosidu kurang duruchi yesir. Tumu imbe durigumene matuvasati. What did
So in the Chittamatra system, the way they define ultimate truth is the same as in the Svatantrika and in the Prasangika system, because how they define ultimate truth is the object found by a reasoning consciousness which is analyzing the ultimate. What they would give as I don't know, like an illustration of ultimate truth, however, would be different. These three systems, though they have the same definition, there, the illustrations they give for the ultimate truth and conventional truths would be different. So in the Chittamatra system, an example of ultimate truth would be the non-duality of form and the form apprehending valid cognizer, the emptiness of form and the form apprehending valid cognizer being of different substance, the emptiness of form existing as an external object. So those would all be ultimate truth, whereas in the Swatantric system, they would be conventional truths. Then for conventional truth in the Chittamatra system, they would posit all functioning things, all knowable functioning things. Also the selflessness of the person would be 심사비 놀라 아니 간사기 때문에 근조 때문에 yeah, so yeah, selfless. So the selflessness of the person would be a conventional truth. Selflessness of phenomena would be ultimate truth in the Chittamatra system. In the Madhyamika system, ultimate truth refers to emptiness, which is the mere negation of true existence. So if you were to ask what's emptiness according to the Chittamatra system, if you were to ask them, what you assert emptiness, what is emptiness? They would say emptiness is the, for example, the non-existence of form as an external object. So then in the Swatantrika system, we can explain what they would posit as an ultimate truth in terms of what they consider to be the object of negation. So for them, the object of negation is existing, established from the side of its own unique way of being, and without being posited through appearing to a non-defective perception. So so like that, yeah, that's right. So I'll repeat that anyway because it's a long one, isn't it? So established from the side of its own unique way of being, without being posited through appearing to a non-defective mind or consciousness. So they accept that things do have their own unique way of being, but they don't accept that things exist just by that or just through that. They also have to. They're also dependent upon appearing to a non-defective consciousness. So if you say that something is posited from the side of its own unique way of being, without depending upon appearing to a non-defective consciousness, then that would be the object of negation for them. So that would be their ultimate truth. Then in the Prasangika system, it's very simple. Ultimate truth is basically the same as non-existence by nature.
아니 생이됐다 지발이 탱교부터 지발이 생시대 디샤 차수마 취지 랑규벨을 가사가 담에티 군조 템바레 취기 담에티 가르샤스네 템바메가 티셔게 sen 담바게 취기 담에티 가르샤스네 수치를 중에 또한 티샤수마 That Rangi Belula, Suchiri doing tong ati, Chugi Dame Raba in secret, Chugi Dame Chamamare. Then
Sorry, I was just twisting my arm. Sorry, I didn't want to disturb.
Die kann ich schön es, die tun mal es. Motto in die Chevra.
yes, Chetan Chugi Dame Chamati Karisha, Rangi Belula, Jamba Meva Tisha, Jamba Meva Sati Karisina, Jamba Meva Sati. Thank you, Bachene, Jamba Meva Sati. Rangun never Tishasuma. Chubuti, Jamba Meva Sati, Rangun Yoba Shagiri, Jamba Meva Sati. Rangun to Grace. You rank two mind that you look at Matubaris. Rangun to the thing Gayako. Chukandachini Nizo incident. You go to Batalo on the shop and Nizo is. Just that tangible Rangun and never shine. Charuchim. Rangible Jamba Meva Sati. You rang two mind but you look and never shower mission. Rangun and never show Mary. Rangun to what is two mind Basati. Nizo Tierva. Two mind Basati. You give minute. Never. You can win a never lose Shabbat Johnson. You rang the tumor mind between wounded to us. Tumor mind between wounded sweater. You call Chajang wounded to a maimba. I need to attend to us. You rang the tumor mind between wounded to get to acid. Tumor mind between wounded to Vaina. Anikare. Kuvanji Suna, Dingy did the Buba. That is, thank you very much, and you rang to my mind, but you do to be. No, you rang to my mind, but you look in it to be. No, Rangi will lay you rang to my mind, but you do to be. You rang money to the Maris. You rang a minute to get on Mary. You rang the two mind between the minute to get on race. The Rangi baby, Pena, Pumbati, you rang a minute to get on Mary. You rang the two mind between the minute to get on the race. No, did it. Thank you, Belula. You rang the two mind between the minute to get on race. You minutes unmemorable. These.
You have two more in betting during the Tubasati and it a roll now at Mahimba.
Now, Tom Shaba Mahimba. You crang in minute to it. That's the Rangible minute to Bata, you give minute to Venezuela. Just you rang two moments between you minute to get to it. Don't tell me the sugar is. No, the Thank you, Beluleta. You rang a minute to me to get on it. Rapachi to be here. Tigares and Karisure. Lola Metuba, you rang Prank is minute to Veterba. It don't the party in. Gadget Hamur surgery do a thing. France two mind between you to said, you went to what I'm doing Shabanizo is just a Pumbati, you and the two mind between to a Mari Le Shabare. That is a year and the two mind between the Tovati, Pumbeting to me is. Betting it to me, you can win it on the Maris. You can win it on the Maris. You don't two mind but win it to get it on the
Now, in the Svatantrika system, the definition of ultimate truth is the same as for the Prasangikas. As far as the illustration or example that they would give, it would be non-true existence. So for them, ultimate truth is non-true existence. And they also would say, yeah, and they would also say that the selflessness of the person is a conventional truth. Ultimate truth is the emptiness of true existence. Selflessness of the person would be a conventional truth. So in the Chittamatra system, then when they're talking about the ultimate truth, then they're talking about, for example, how you can put it is the form, not existence, form under the form apprehending valid cognized as being empty of existing as separate substances, different substances. So now in the Svatantrika system, the subtle selflessness of phenomena would be non-true existence. But that non-true existence doesn't imply that it doesn't exist by nature. So on the basis of existing by their own nature, existing naturally, existing from their own side, they are nevertheless empty of true existence. In the case of the Prasangikas, then they say ultimate truth is non-true existence. They could equally say ultimate truth is the non-existence from its own side, or the absence of existing from its own side, and so forth. So then the thing with this object of negation for the Svatantrikas, so it's not so much, like the object of negation isn't like those two things, which means existing, being posited through existing through existing from the side of its own unique way of being, and not being posited through appearing to the non-defective mind. The thing is, they say that things do exist from their own side, but they don't exist from the side of their own unique way of being, without appearing to, without needing to appear to the non-defective mind. So they insist on two things. They say that things exist from their own side, but they also exist through appearing to the mind. So when you say existing or established from the side of its own uncommon way of being, that means that it's it exists from its own side, but it doesn't have to be posited through appearing to the mind. So for them, you need to have both of those: exist from its own side and also posited by the mind. So for them, if you say that things, when you grasp objects as existing from the side of their own unique way of being, without being posited through appearing, then that's grasping at true existence.
다 tengyubelu 가사가 담이디 된단된 말이 가사가 담이디 주기 담이 있어야 된가 잘이 단이 쳐봐매리 동시 주진도 샤브로 가사 때문에 매버들 가사가 담이세 가사를 신배 최도스 때문에 매버들 주기 담이세 이미시 지금 가자라 시기 때문에 또한테 집어래 대체선에 tengyubelu 가사가 담이디 주기 담이니가 된단된 말이 tengyubelu 레마수나 심점벨루 레마수나
In the Prasangika system, both the selflessness of the person and the selflessness of phenomena are ultimate truths, because there's no difference between these two at all in terms of the object that's being negated. There's no difference. The only difference between them is in terms of the basis, not at all in terms of what's being negated. So this, of course, contrasts with the Chittamatra system, who would say that the selflessness of the person is a conventional truth, selflessness of phenomena is ultimate truth. The Svatantrikas likewise say the selflessness of the person is conventional truth, and then the selflessness of phenomena is ultimate truth.
That is it. She is the way she 시 군두래 냠베 두담마 코나 고지 군두래 냠베 두담마 코나 고지 사쿠 단제디 총나디 군두 군두비 군두래 냠베 두담마 코나 임바 군두비 최디 강가 야마리스 제버가 전담 주지기 집에 군두 주지 군두 때 거기에 있으니 띠바 근데 제사 되게 그래서 그래 군두를 냠베 두다 말해 다 군두를 냠베 그 군두 샤신게 말 군두 메시게 봐 이에 전담 템바 주거리 전담 템바지 전담 주지기 집에 군수 까기에 다 전담 주지기 집에 군두 까기에서 군두 메시게 just 다 진짜 바까야 디 갈까지였으니 군두를 냠베 두다 마와디 거기 아니 시지고 군두 템바 거기야 말이야 라누라 군두 템바 캘린 거리 가르다 캘린데 가르티니 뒤에 라신기 매베 때니 자지게 남샤디 체거리 뒤에 두바세디 그나 주마켄 뒤에 다 니유나 주바 주마켄 뒤에 도나 다지 판바치기도 봐 주마켄 뒤에 다지 판바치 주마켄 뒤에 다지 판바치기야 디단 지브를 두바지 중앙도 가서 두바디 메딘 버봐 어디데 나시제네 라시 메베 때니 샤그리 라싱이 메베 때니 군도 샤그리 어디데 디 샤일 거래서 라시 메베 때니 자지가 너무 샤테기도 가서
So then, so this would be just after that quote. Yeah, so you can see after that passage, which is quoted from the Prasanapada, Jeremiah says, thus he says that he refutes only proponents of tenets that deviate from, that's okay, deviate from conventionality. He does not refute conventionality. So what this means is he refutes philosophical systems or proponents of tenets that deviate from or degenerate from the conventionalities, and namely those who say that conventional phenomena don't exist, who say that the ultimate analysis negates conventional phenomena. So in other words, we're talking about philosophical systems which can't posit the conventional truth, because they say that the ultimate analysis, rational analysis, negates conventional phenomena. So so he's saying we negate those systems who can't posit conventionalities. We don't negate the conventionalities. We are able to posit ultimate truth, and then we're able to also at the same time posit conventional truths alongside that. And as for how that could be, then it would be just like it says above, an emanation, emanating an emanation. So, for example, a magician could conjure up two horses, so they're like emanations, and one could beat the other. So, that though they're emanations, that can still happen. So, in other words, in our system, we're able to posit agents and actions and so on quite rationally, quite reasonably, whereas these systems are not able to.
딩일에 제베리베 제바주니 군도반남 제발라 딩이 조발라 메케바 숨데나 다 딩일에 제바세데 제파나니 있으면 뚱이를 쓰게 전담을 쓰게 딩일에 제베세 전담 제베리베 제바주니 군도반남 제바 데 담바니 조미 쉐베 케바데 돈 담바니 조바라 메케바 숨그리스 제사디 전담 주지기 디베 군도 가야디 가니에들 담바니 조미 쉐바시게레스 메케바시게레스 제사다 디 디니라시아디 전담 담발라스 전담 주베리베시아 디바디 디니르 주베리바시아디
And then it shouldn't, it expresses it slightly differently. So he says, he also says that it is those who are unskilled in positing the two truths. Allez, Denis, c'est devenir. Denis. Chez Denis, Denis, je vais le faire. Oh, good. Lost. They've translated the deni as reality. Okay, that's okay. So let's read that again. He also says that it is those who are unskilled in positing the true truths who destroy conventionalities by using analysis, i.e. rational analysis of reality. So those who claim that the rational analysis of reality, which is the same as saying the rational analysis of what do you call it, of the ultimate. So those who are not wise in that, those who are unskilled, okay, so those who are unskilled in that are those who aren't able to posit ultimate truth without negating the conventionalities.
군도에 수소스 딱 군도에 최대 가르쳐 수는 수가 계속 자대로 리자라서 두스기르바 군도에 수소 리베 고바니 르벤디 콤바테네메 스타티 저기 나는 다와자 콤바테네 마리스 오늘 르벤 시브자바체네 르벤 아얀티레스 우르베 공부 말했어. 달로베 딩이 공부 말했다. 이 십자배 제바티 로빈 다와자바 숨르바. 그래서 지세디 장성한 로빈 다와자바 공부 말했으면 되게.
And then it says, thus this master did not at all intend to use reason to refute conventional forms and such. So this master we can understand to mean Chandakirti, who's the one who composed the commentary, this commentary, and likewise it could be understood to mean Arya Deva, the one who composed the 400 verses on the middle way. So in other words, it's not his view that the conventional phenomena such as form, which means likewise sound, smells, tastes and tangibles, it's not his view that these are negated.
Tandonas Dortina Umabar Mases Rangi Deba Randi Dambani Namsha Jebe Payu to the Ma Namji Lulas Tati Umaba Mases Umabache Mases Ani Randi Dambani Namsha Sita Randi Dambani Namsha Timba Jerama Tini Namsha Shasuma Dotive Tini Namsha Shasuma Sem Dambe Tini Namsha Umarangi Tini Namsha Uma Tingi Tini Namsha Di Uma Basia di Uma Tingi Shisha Jabina that Narangi Teba Niji Namsha the Demba Niji Namsha Chebe Payu Tutama Namji Lulayang 가사 신기 그 딩이 남샤 게도 디바남 디바 유메자 어디 디 수루레네 주다라랑기 가사 신기 그 시도 주다 지라마와 있는 주 지라말 루기 딩이 남샤라 게도 디바 유메자 게도 디바 야레스 팅규베 When the debate Jeddah Nasim Zambar Jine Jeddah Mavi, the Debe Tini, Tembaniki, Tini, get to Yarba, Gawa, teacher Jiran de Jenen, the Dantan Betini to Shat, Kuza Tembetini, Tishane, Ne Tembaniki, Gun de Tus Jane. Ganduti Bayarva, Ganduti Bayaris, Asa Shin, Kuru Dingi, Namsha, Getuti Bayumija, Torang, Namsha, Jebe, Dingi, Dun, and Bechogi, Ribe, Kudu Becho, Dunam, Sunjim, Giovanni, Korangi Lugi, Ne, Korangi Namsha Jeshabe, Jedama in a Korangi Namsha Jeshabe, Dingi. Dembani Yerba, Dinane, Dundam Chuji, Chog, Ribati, Gundu Chuji, Gundu Dunam, Sunji, but Chigan Yamar. Prani Suina, Tudama, Jedama in a Tudam, Jedama, the Prangi, Dini, Namshati, Dini, Namsha, some Sende in Sigurba. Purangi. Dengi Namshagan and it, Dundam Juji, Ripati, Purangi, Debe, Kundu Vichutica, Maris. So the Dudama Swine, Purangi Luki, Dingi, Namshati, Shigi, Chip Gug Maris, Jedama in a Gumar, Dotiba in a Gumar, Sintama in a Gumar, Rangu in a Gumar. But under Kevati Changi. Thank you very much. 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 The Chanati take Maris, just not to the most in a Rarang Tingi and Namsha in the Zamba, Dundam Juji, Ribak, Kundu Juji, but the Kundu the Kagi Amaris. Chanati. Thank you very much. Dundam Juji, Ribati, Kundu Chukasuna. Or did that is Tashibari, John Mishibari. Kundu Benamsha Sunjamba Dubani, Chija, Yumaino, Shekoja Maus.
Then it says, in summary, bottom of page 161. In brief, while one person may try to find contradictions in another person's presentation of truths, what that means is, so you have so it's not just in the case of the Madhyamika philosophical system. All of the Buddhist philosophical systems, you've got the Vaibhashikas who posit two truths, Sautanikas posit truths, likewise Chittamatra, Svatantrika, Prasangika. They all posit their two truths. All of the, the philosophical systems that came from the land of the Aryas, India. So they all do that. And although it's true that one system will point out the contradictions in another system, saying, if you posit ultimate truth in this way, then there's going to be this fault and this fault and this fault. Nevertheless, each of those systems would consider that they have a viable way of presenting the two truths. None of them would say that their way of positing ultimate truth, the analysis they use for positing ultimate truth, refutes conventional truth, so that they can only really posit ultimate truth. And so they would all say that their way of positing the truths is valid. And so what Jeremiah is saying is likewise here in the case of the Prasangika, for sure. So where these scholars have been saying that in the Prasangika system when they say that the ultimate analysis negates existence by its own nature, that therefore it negates conventional truths. This is completely wrong, because there's no system of tenets coming from India that would do that. So we'll stop there, and I wonder if there are any questions. Yeah.
I think I'm not sure I got clearly the Vaibhashika way of positing the two truths.
Okay.
Just because you said a couple of things. First, you're talking about when the mind apprehends the object that becomes non-existent or is destroyed, separated into parts. That's a conventional truth.
The conventional truth is an object where it's easy to put it like this: when the mind apprehending it stops when the object itself is destroyed or separated into parts, then it's a conventional truth.
Okay, and then when the mind apprehending an object that is destroyed or separated into parts does not cease.
No, not quite like that.
Okay,
If the mind apprehending it can't be ceased through, or doesn't cease through destroying it or separating into its parts, the object into its parts, then it's an ultimate truth.
Okay.
But the way Rinpoche explained it was actually they can't be destroyed or separated into parts, and that's why there's no mind cease.
So you'd say it can't be ceased. Okay, so wait a second. Can't be ceased.
Can't be ceased by the mind.
I got that.
And the chashi sosu sewana and dizin below do mirunga de la do la dundam jezam de kozo diko du o chinan ko jomya yores jomgyang and the do mirunga res yana de chashi sosu se yore yini and said gana and the dizin below the do mirunga res the cosma and rimshi this song jomya yomares then look chashi sosu say yomares the inside the dizin below the do mirunga res. Yeah.
And then you said, or then Rinpoche said, or you said, I don't know. So ultimate truth also, they consider directionally partless, smallest particles.
Yeah.
And temporary moments of consciousness.
Ultimate truth, yes.
Is an ultimate truth.
Yes.
So the smallest particles are ultimate truth because the mind apprehending them doesn't get destroyed. Does not cease.
Doesn't cease through the being destroyed, because it can't be destroyed.
Does not cease because mind can't be separated into parts, basically.
Yeah, it can't be separated into parts. Yeah.
So that's okay. So that's just confirming what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, the mind can't be made into smaller parts or destroyed, or the object can't be made into. The mind apprehending it won't cease through the object being destroyed or separated into parts. Okay.
That would be the case of an ultimate truth.
Okay. So it's not that the mind can't be destroyed by so not that the mind becomes destroyed.
There's below Jomya Tang and the Chashiso say Kijimarwa. The Yuldi. Yeah, it's the object. We're talking about the object being destroyed or separated into its parts, not the mind.
Not the mind.
Okay. Destroyed.
But the mind is a series of separate mental moments. So you can separate.
Say consciousness is an ultimate truth. He says the temporarily partless moment of consciousness.
Okay, so wait a second. So I know. So maybe I didn't write this right. Smallest particles are ultimate truth because mind apprehending them does not get destroyed.
It doesn't cease through them being destroyed.
Okay, it doesn't cease through the object.
그래서 인식을 gördü. Jomba amsigda, jombache. Then it dordu rungan dormi rungan doa se di meba chabara jomba yanda meba chabas se di cosditis tutudo jomba se meba chabara and doro yang meba chabas
But I also wrote, I must have just gotten this wrong, because I also wrote, mind cannot be separated in parts.
Now, not mind cannot be separated into parts, but the shortest moment of consciousness can't be separated into. Cannot be, yeah.
Oh, the shortest moment of consciousness
Yeah.
cannot be separated, okay.
Okay.
Shortest moment of consciousness.
지난주에는 제가 못해 쉐바코랑 된다는 버레스트 코스나 디마로 그 두대 Yeah, you're with the ultimate truth in the vibrational system, you're specifically talking about a moment of consciousness which is so short that it can't be divided into shorter moments.
Okay.
No.
어디 군도된 말이에요. 최수지디 자세 세인도 좀 주주지기 인들은 내배 셔버티 매부 차도로. 주주지기 인들은 내배 셔버티 까마 가시지 최소나. 니 그 인제 까마 체지 체드니 주주지를 인들은 내배 셔버티 라차.
So, for example, if instead of taking a moment of consciousness, the shortest moment of consciousness, if we were to take a consciousness which lasts for 1 hour, as our example, so that would be a conventional truth in this system, because after a few minutes have gone by, then the mind apprehending that. So you were talking about two minds, right? So the mind which lasts for an hour, and then the mind apprehending that, it would cease. Yeah, it would cease. After a few minutes, that the mind apprehending that 1 hour of consciousness would cease.
로지는 더 숨겨 두주야 봐. 숨겨 두주 인제는 내게 로디. 다 쳐서 담부세네 야말다. 로지 야마 숨겨 두주기 뒤들었다. 로디야 봐. 다들 로사게 체베치 유도 차들 좀 받쳐봐니 세도 로지 샤무순 게투주 연결을 내가 로디 메르바 이때 가차래 샤무순 게투주나네 니마치 조차서 나도 도스 맞어도 그래 다들 로디 제가 치는 다들 때는 야메브레 로디 제베치리 야르베 야마르와 야 숨게 두지 다니 쟁기 로디 제베치리 야마르 티마마 아니 다와중이 난가니가 메레 다체베치 샤이도 로디 저브르와 난가니가 딜로 야르베스네 야마르 니마치레 야마르와 그라 샤고 숨게 두지 로디 야마르 또 전에 로르부터 로디네 군주 템버바 로디 군주 템버에 샤고 숨게 두지 니엔델 네벨 로디 군주 템버바 디 니마치스에서는 로디 메르 샤고 숨게 두지는 내게 로디 메르
남칸센터도 제베치기로 하라. 남칸 제베치기로 해.
난가 원래 제베지로 봐. 다 다니 로지마게 제베치 샤인 거 봐. 다 티네 로티 주트 저버 봐. 난가 닝가테 로티 주트. 난가 닝가테 롱나마게 르차셰 지야르 봐. 다 제베치 샤인데 좀 봐. 롱나마게 차셰 간거 좋차래.
Yeah, so if you were to take, like, for example, 1 year, which is made of 360 days. So such thing does exist, and it's a conventional truth. Because when 1 day has passed, the first day of the year, once that's passed, there's no longer the year there anymore. 1 day is gone, so it's just, it's not complete. You can't talk about a year made of 360 days, because 1 day is already gone. So, and all, I mean, also when you, this seems to be like an aside really. When, if you ask, well, that year, which is made 360 days, is it the first day of the year? It's not that, is it? Is it the second? Is it the third day of the year? So you can't find it. There's also, besides that, you know, when the first day, after the first day is over, already, you know, that year made of 360 days doesn't exist. So then, you know, likewise, as the days pass by one by one, then you get to the last day of the year, which is before the first day of the next year. Then, you know, the year gets completely finished.
자 로지를 샤무 숨겨 두주기 차셔야라 로지기 차셔 때문에 샤무 숨겨 두주기 차셔야 디네 차셔지 조선은 차셔지 조선은 다 숨겨 두주기 차셔여버디 메르바
Yes, so you have you know, a year which has got 360 parts, which are those 360 days. And once one day has passed, then you no longer have the year left that's made up of 360 days.
I have a question. It's not related to this topic. Is it okay?
Sure.
Last week, Rinpoche was talking about attaining a direct realization of emptiness through the practice of Tantra using the impure illusory body and the pure illusory body.
Last Sunday you're talking about, I guess.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, so does that mean that a person who's doing that practice doesn't have to attain all abiding in order to?
When you talk
Have a
about a
direct
person being able to
realization.
have a direct realization of emptiness once they've achieved the illusory body, does that mean that they don't have to have karma binding?
I'm not really understanding how those two things go together, the sutra practice of concentration to attain a realization of emptiness, and then this tantric practice of like, how do they go together, and does one negate the other?
Tadi 가상 사님의 기대 라마초베기 콜라탄데 쉐이스. 유루기. The gyulugi and the yana gyulu gyuding kansatigi and the toning on to tobekesi chikjong soa. That chidanchina de gabla and the toning on to tobet latong ngana and the shine injimiji tukurwa. That the gyulubadigi toning on the tobala and the shine tukumares.
신의 도달 신의 도달 신의디 마티 나루기 티르바 나루기 줄루바티 저놈 최절네 디에 마다비 줄루디
Madam Julie, John Churchill.
디다디 저놈 서버통인데 뭔가 신의 도달에 그 신의 도달에 때니 때니 신의 도달에 저놈 서버통인데 공중물로 토만 깨버려봐 공중물로 저놈 게네 것을 저성조래 저놈 터인데 저놈 터인데 공중물로 공중물 신의 담부터
하나 the tapegulu tomna topti and the jolame.
마다
Mad
답이 결례돼 터졌대 토남기 제수리
matabe. I ordered matabe.
결례
Matabe the jolame.
네 저놈 최저 그팅 토남 토인도 잠바다 요새 결례 세세 토인
The kind of the deal and take a line into the Gene Tosares.
토자리 저놈 시야르와 그 모습을 주줬어 저놈 들기네 것은 신의 토자
Well, actually, when you achieve the impure illusory body, this is something that you have on the supreme dharma of level of the path of preparation, you know, according to the tantric system, and By then you've already got the what do you call it, the karma binding. Yeah.
This is just a question asking for a little more explanation regarding the mind-only people. They are they see the selflessness of object is ultimate truth, which is the same as Sangika.
Selflessness phenomena, yeah.
But however, in which way that they don't see that apply to person, the ultimate truth, the selflessness of a person. as
So you want to know
ultimate truth.
why do they not say the selflessness of the
Yes.
person is also ultimate truth?
Yes.
That is, samsami lula or chuki dame tundam tempare ma kawata di kansagi dame kunzo tempares sungula. The kunzo lula ane tundam tempa mahimbe yunsen karishagires. The reason they would say that the selflessness of the person is not an ultimate truth is because they say it's not an object found by an ultimate analysis.
Poti nelu chamuterezi yamari. Ku kansa tenduri jene kansa dame to indi ku nelu chamutu to yamari. Pena metaba seti kansa digi metaba seti ku nelu ruchire inju ruchire de inju chamutere yamari. Dile taro kansa dame seti to 대한 그 내로 지레디 내로 터도 말이 들려쳐와 추기 담에서야지 순진이 동서야지 또 여러분 다 터도 주베리 시스템에서야지 내로 터도 또 얘기 넣지래 터도 주베리 시스템에서 이 단대디 터도 주베리 시스템이 얘기 말이 내로 터도를 지레기야 말이야.
So this, another way of approaching this is it's because it's not that selflessness of the person is not the subtle way of being of the person. What that means is that when you realize the selflessness of the person, you haven't realized that doesn't mean that you've realized the subtle way of being of the person. Like, for example, when you realize impermanence of the impermanence of the person, so the impermanence of the person is the way of being of the person, but it's not the subtle way of being, because there is something more subtle than that. For example, the selflessness of the person. And the selflessness of the person is the way of being of the person, but not the subtle way, because there's something more subtle than that, which would be the because there is something more subtle than that, which is the what's called the non-duality, which is an absence of difference in substance of the form, and it's the mind apprehending it, or the fact of mind apprehending it.
You saying that?
좀 담을래 시드본이디 간사 담이 시드본 두 양을 담에 또 velodi 시드본이디 미동도 비 시드 방구에 지분이 여러분 타도 주었을 타도 다 시드반인도 좀 봤다 드네 자좀 봤다 그래서지 상기 공화 통도 봐 semzame lulechene thadu jivaseti nelu thadu.
Likewise, we actually in the Chittamatra system, when you realize the selflessness of the person, that realization, even the direct realization of the selflessness of the person, isn't able to free you from the knowledge obscurations. You can only free yourself of the knowledge obscurations through the direct realization of the selflessness of phenomena, which is that non-duality of the difference in, which is a lack of difference in substance of the form and it, for example, and it's the valid cognizer. When you abandon the knowledge obscurations, that means, you don't just become an lhak, you achieve Buddhahood.
So you're saying that when the Chittamatra say ultimate truth in terms of the non-duality of subject and object, that will remove the Yeah.
Knowledge obscurations. 제산다 루진 님의 응어도 별로 디기 아니데 시루빵 투기어레스 송두아데 선선배. Yes. 선선배 룰라 루진 니동 또배 아니데 시루빵 투기어레스. Yes, that's right.
시주 다시 저디 주순님의 참여대신 짐바들이 팅주 샘담을 디반투지 가사가 담에 두지 가사란 게 투지 이것도 짐벨로 들어봐 이 가사가 담에 두지 미슈지 시주 본투야만 자준배 고만 투지.
Yes, so the most subtle obscuration for the Chittamatra system would be the grasping at form and the form apprehending valid cognizer as being different in substance. In their system, the realization of the selflessness of the person, you can understand in terms of what they understand to be self-grasping of the person. Self-grasping of the person for them is grasping at the person, or believing the existence of a person who is self-supporting and substantially existent. So by realizing the non-existence of that, which means realizing the selflessness of the person in their system, you're able to get rid of the afflictive obscurations and achieve nirvana, but you wouldn't be able to get rid of the more subtle knowledge obscurations.
Adati Chida Lulia Kundu Sagatami the Chugitami Niga di Karasure Gansatami the Chugitami Niga Yundu Yin signature. Yundu said it. Shawan Yundu Kunda Sumirva Yundu Yin said it. Diari. I Diachigitine Yundu said it to me tongue teacher. Shawan Gunda Yundu Sum City Yundu City Chugitami Kunan doing it here. Yan Dandi Kasagitami Chugitami Niga Yundu Yin signature. Yundu Yin said it.
So they do, yeah. So So when we look in terms of the three characteristics, which are like the imaginary, the dependent, or what you call the other powered phenomena, and then the perfectly established. I think that's what they call it, perfectly established.
Thoroughly established.
Thoroughly established, that's one, I think. Thoroughly established young group. So they would say that the selflessness of the person and the selflessness of phenomena are both thoroughly established. They don't say that they're both the ultimate truth, though, in the Chittamatra system. There are others who would talk about these three natures, the three characteristics differently, saying that when we're talking about thoroughly established, it means emptiness, like that.
One more question. So when they talk about the emptiness of external existence,
yeah,
what is that really? Realizing that.
The knowledge obscurations.
Oh, no.
Yes, knowledge obscurations.
Thank you.
I am confused.
Joanna.
Thoroughly established phenomena is emptiness.
Say that again.
Thoroughly established
Yes.
phenomena is emptiness,
Um,
right?
Well, I'm not sure they all say that.
Yeah, for the MO, the Chikamata. So selflessness of person is emptiness.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, so
Right.
this is what you've understood.
Yeah.
That thoroughly established is emptiness for the
Right. And then you said that both selflessness of person and selflessness phenomena are thoroughly established phenomena
Mm.
to them.
Mm.
But then so why selflessness of person is not ultimate truth then?
음,
So that's what
this
it's
중요하면 뭐 잠발때 임지 디송송 자 샘잠빌룰라 용룹 또니레스 송송 송배
나 연중 동일이지다.
샘잠빌룰라
다들 전에 연중들 추기 담이고 언제 집에 연중 가사게 담이고 언제 집에 연중 승리야리. 연중 세야지 가사게 때문에 걔네 다 니가 되게 야리지. 연중 세야지 가사게 담이고 언제 집에 연중을 샤그레스. 나 추기 담이고 언제 집에 연중을 샤. 이 남다 남김이 버터도 세야 남다 남데 순딩이도 도배 남김이 버터도 세야 남다 남김이 버터도 세야 다 용주 대샤리 그래서 남다디 시드 분지기 시드 넘버 다지기 남김이 버터도 제베이나 아니디 남다 남김이 버터도 세야 디 시드 분지 있어 가사가 담이디 윤주 다버 집에 남다는 김이 버터도 있네요. 남다는 김이 버터도 말이. 남다는 김이 버터도 있는 시드 넘버 다지기 남디 김이 버터도 있는.
남다는 김이 버터도 세디 인지미지데 아니다 시드 봉기.
네.
말해.
남다는 김이 버터도 세나 다 시드 봉지기 남다 남다 남디 김이 버터도 진거 그래. 근데 윤주지 가사기 담이 언제 집에 윤주 세야지 윤주 넘버 다지 남다 남치여봐 디미부터 드리게 하래 제티 시드 다버 집에 남다 남미부터 드리메리
당연히스 통사 용접 세야지 지단지는 남달랑기 미바탁tuk
어디야
voilà
다 단대디 가사기 담이디 추기 담 가사기 담이 언제 집에 윤주시게
가사기 담에기 원도
집에 윤주다 추기 담이 언제 집에 윤주 미샤 다 남다는 김이부터도 세야 돼 가라면이 윤주 다버 집에 남다는 김이부터 지샤 가라면이 시드 넘버 다버 집에 남다는 김이부터 지샤 다 가사기 담에디 가라면이 시드 넘버 다버 집에 남다는 김이부터도 말이
다tuk 말아
이 매번이었으니까 추기 담 추기 담 말이
남달랑기 미바데
나다지는 샤야지리
다tuk 말아
남자 남김이 바이네 남자 남김이 바도 말이 그 뉴디 넘버 다지기 남자 남김이 바봐
아니 지선 딜룰라 아니 남 카스 용룹 토니 레세티 this 딩도
윤루동이 있어 윤루동이 가사기 담에디 윤루마이 가사기 담에 언제 집에 윤루비 추기 담에 언제 집에 윤루 말이 윤루비는 추기 담에 언제 집에 윤루이 그리
지선 센삼 빌룰라 아니 가사기 담에 당 추기 담에 니자다 용루긴 시마라
말이
yes so
단딘데 되냐지야리
that's it. There are some who would say that the selflessness of the person and the selflessness of phenomena are both thoroughly established. However, although we can say that the selflessness of, so you have to understand as the thoroughly established is kind of defined as, but anyway, like it's characterized as that whatever is the object of observation or the referent object of the Namaklam, so like a purifying path. Let's call it that, purifying path. So you can you can say that the ultimate object of or the final object of observation for a purifying path. So really, that only refers to the selflessness of phenomena, because even though you can talk about the selflessness of the person being the object of observation for the purifying path in terms of the afflictive obscurations, because what it would mean is when we talk about being the referent object of a purifying path, it would mean that through meditating on that, you'd be able to remove the afflictive obscurations. And you can also say that the selflessness of the phenomena is the object of observation for a purifying path in terms of, or in the sense of, one which can purify the knowledge obscurations. When you understand the thoroughly established, not just to mean the object of observation of a purifying path, but the final or the ultimate object of observation of a purifying path, that would only refer to the selflessness of phenomena, because the ultimate one means the one which is going to be able, by meditating on which you're going to be able to eliminate the knowledge obscurations, and that would only work with the selflessness of phenomena. In the Chittavatra system, yeah.
And the Sabatra too?
Huh?
Chittavatra only.
Did Samsung be Lura?
Nidi.
Rangu Badang, thank you, the yeah, the Swatantrikas and the Prasangikas couldn't say the same thing.
Because in my note, I saw Sabatrika also said selflessness of person is conventional truth. Right?
Yes, that's different.
Different.
Kind of, just under the Samsung Lula, Samsung be Lutan, and a Rangu be Nigala, and is Kazagi Dame, Kunzo Temperes. Yeah, that's correct. According to the Chittavatra system and the Swatantrika system, both of those, the selflessness of the person is conventional truth. Yeah, conventional truth, not ultimate truth.
So only eliminate the obscurations of afflictive obscuration.
Ko dandan tempa minsan kologomne ani the nyundib de zumata the shiru to pantu
No,
right.
Tadine, the same Dambelula Jenna, Shawa Yundu Sungan Kansa with Dami Tamuti, Kundu Dembari, Shawa Yundu Gundari, Shawalam Nova Yungari. Ne Kundu Yundu Dichi, Kansa Dami, Chui Damil Shasuna. The Kansa Damiti. The tong chargeraba, Gida. Nasag Damiti is Gunda. Shawan Yundu Gunda Suminane Sem Zambelula, Gunda. Inean Nasag Dami on the Chebe Yundu. Nasag Dami on the Chebe Gunda Mati.
Yeah, so this is important to understand also. The subtle selflessness of the person. So this is the Chittavatra system, right? For them, the subtle selflessness of the person is a conventional truth, right? So of the three natures, the thoroughly established, imaginary, and the other powered or dependent, it's imaginary. It's one of the imaginaries, or the Kundas all imputed anyway, imputed phenomenon, or it's an imaginary phenomenon, because it's not a dependent phenomenon, because that would have to be a thing, something which is impermanent. And we already know that when we talk about the thoroughly established, that would have to be the selflessness phenomena. So selflessness person is not the selflessness phenomena. So that's why it's considered to be imaginary. Nevertheless, we can say, even though we wouldn't say it's a thoroughly established, full stop, because that would have to be the substance of phenomena, we would say it's the thoroughly established in terms of the afflictive obscurations. I might not be phrasing that properly, but you get the idea that it's sort of, because the thoroughly established means the ultimate object of observation for a pure path. It's not an ultimate object of observation for a pure path, but it isn't object of observation for a pure path, because by meditating on it, you can get rid of the afflictive obscurations. So it's supposed to, however I phrased it anyway, it's supposed to have that kind of understanding. So it's like, it's a thoroughly established on the level of the knowledge, the afflictive obscurations, but not an object of observation in terms of the knowledge obscuration.
Not the final.
Yeah, so it's not the final object of observation. Okay, so what's up there?
That's good.
자주 심주
Rinpoche, Magripa, Nagikuchi, Kyapa, Nyamba, Nebai, Kone, Kongo, Kawara, Sho,
가리를
Kore, Shingandi, Penda, Dewa, Madu, Jungwe, Tere, Zirwan, Tenji, Gatoi, Shape, Site, Padu, Tenguro, Ichi.
세워라.